And thanks for joining me. I'm going to do a little quick demonstration using water brushes. If you have any questions after the broadcast is ended, you can send me a message on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. I'm at CreativLEI, and I love hearing from you. Good afternoon. So, in my effort to get a little more refluent on Periscope, I'm trying to hop back on more often. Hi, Stacy. Hi, Cynthia. So hopefully she won't mind since she's here. But I know Stacy was asking me some questions about the water brushes, and because basically they're empty pens. And if you don't know what they're used for, then you kind of look at them and go, what in the world did I buy this for? How will I use it? Do I even need it? So I wanted to hop on real quick and give a quick demonstration of just a couple of ways that they can be used. For those of you that might be joining for the first time, my name is Lisa. I blog at CreativLEI.com, which is looking at life creatively. First time live, wanting to do my course for lettering. Well, welcome. You are certainly welcome to join at any point. Yeah, newbies are always welcome because those of us that love pens and love lettering will very quickly school you in what we use and why you'll want to try it. So it's definitely, the water brushes are a tool that I've used for a while, and for many different things, not just, hello from Germany, not just for lettering, but for painting and things like that, because it's nice and portable since the water is actually in the barrel of the pen. So it's kind of nicer than using cups of water everywhere, which are usually on my art desk and constantly making a mess when they accidentally spill. So let's see what we have here. All right, so thanks for bearing with me. I'm trying to get back onto Periscope more often. Yeah, we don't need that. Sorry about that. That's, I think, probably the perk of scoping at night is that I don't usually get a lot of the trolls or spammy people, and I think during the day that comes out a little bit more. So I've got a couple things on my desk right now. I've got a couple of the water brushes. One is from Sakura, two are from Kuretake, and this one is Pentel, the Aquash, I think it's called. So I've got a few out here, and they're different brush sizes. So let me get this put in the tripod, and it might be difficult for me to read comments. I think so. You got this one, I believe. I'd have to look at the picture again, but they're all basically the same. It's just the barrel from the different brands is slightly different, but they all do the same thing. For lettering, I prefer the fine tip brushes, but for painting, I kind of like the bigger ones. Hey, Elizabeth! So here's what I've got. I've got an inexpensive set of watercolors. No, we did not get moved into our new house. Sorry, I know that's a little squirrely. Our buyer canceled the contract, so we are actually back on the market. Kind of starting from scratch, unfortunately. So anyway, I have an inexpensive set of watercolors. These are from Yubi. Prang is another great inexpensive set. I love that they're semi-moist. They're not chalky watercolors. And so what I use is just a spritzer bottle to prime the colors. And by priming, I just mean getting them ready to be used. Kind of adding water so that it gets them all juicy, ready to go. So, okay, and then I also have some acrylic ink here because you can choose to either fill the pens with water, which this one is filled with water, and so are the ones that I use for lettering. But now this is an empty one, and I'm going to fill it with acrylic ink. I probably won't fill it all the way up. Where do I get the water pens? Most craft stores sell them. I know Michael's carries the Pentel ones. They might have the Zig ones also. Yeah, Hobby Lobby definitely has some. Joann's probably has them online if they don't have them in the store. So now basically the ink is in the barrel here, and if I squeeze a little bit, it will start to come through the brush. So let's see. And of course it'll probably make a liar out of me. it might take a while. This is the first time I've put ink in it in a long time. Mostly I usually have water. So while we wait for that to kind of work its way down, and let's see, I might need to add some more. Sorry. No, I will wash this out. I personally wouldn't store ink in these brushes. I will wash it out, but while I'm waiting for this brush to kind of prime, you can see it's starting to come down the bristles. Yeah, I'll be able to clean it. But you might want to have one of these dedicated to ink or color, and then keep at least one or two dedicated for water. Okay, so this is a gray ink, Payne's Gray, so it's not going to be, sorry, I'm squeezing a little bit to try and get it down the bristles. I also did not fill the barrel completely. No, it's not India ink. This is Payne's Gray acrylic ink. I probably filled it about halfway because I knew I wouldn't want to leave the ink in there. Okay, so this was, sorry, let me close it. This is acrylic artist ink, and the color is Payne's Gray. Alright, so with these brushes, who makes acrylic ink? This is Daler Rowney. Sorry, but I'm sure that there are others out there also. That's just the one that I have. So. So this is kind of a big brush, so you're going to get bigger letters. Yes, mine was from Hobby Lobby. Okay, so that's using the brush with ink in it. You can also fill it with liquid watercolor too. I just used what was handy already. So another way to use it is for the body to be filled with water, and then using your watercolors. Yes, you can use that ink with dip pens. So now the barrel just has clear water in it, and I'm dipping the tip into my primed watercolors. Okay, so you could mix colors. Honestly, I don't know. I've not looked at their shop, but these are available at any craft store. Sometimes they're in the stamping section, sometimes they're in the painting stuff. You might find them by the calligraphy things. It really depends on the store. So now I had some purple on the brush, and then I also dipped it in blue. So now I'm going to let the color run out. Yeah, the calligraphy section in Hobby Lobby could be dangerous because there's lots of stuff in there. And so now all I've done is give a little bit of squeeze on the barrel to push clear water through, and it's cleaned the brush. And so now I know this might be a little frustrating because right now most of the dual brush tips are sold out from Tombow, but you can also make a palette of these Yeah, the water brushes, sometimes you can find them pretty inexpensively in a set of a few different sizes. Yes, you will. There's an introduction to some of the brush lettering somewhere towards the middle or the end of Love Your Lettering. Okay, so thank you. So I've scribbled some of the marker ink onto an old planner dashboard to use as a palette, just because I couldn't find my blending palette. And so I can just rub that onto there. Yep, that was marker ink. Yeah, I use palette paper mostly for my acrylic paint. I don't usually break that out for my watercolors. I do have small watercolor palettes. Have I started a new lettering class? I have not. Oh, okay. It's the 31 Days to Love Your Lettering is a 31-day introductory course to improving handwriting and learning a little bit of creative lettering. And it was a series that was live in October, but all of the posts, sorry, that's really bright light. All of the posts are still on my blog, and you can access all the information. The instructional content is in the blog post, and then at the bottom of each blog post is the embedded video from the nightly demonstrations that I did during that series. But I know that there are lots of new people that have recently found that challenge, and so if you want to ask questions to have more live demos of those things, I absolutely love doing that. No, it's not an email series. It went out an email when I was publishing the series live. My site is CreativLEI.com. So thank you. I truly appreciate the encouragement. Yeah, I know. I was talking to some people last night. I'm so out of practice right now. I think the whole housing thing has kind of thrown a wrench into the rhythm, and so I need to kind of regain that momentum. And so if you guys have questions that you would like to see demonstrated live, it's always my pleasure to do that. You can send me your questions through Twitter or Facebook or Instagram. I'm pretty active on most of those places, not so much Twitter actually. Yeah, Periscope is a funny thing. There's such a steep learning curve to getting comfortable and learning the ins and outs of using it, that when you let some time lapse between your broadcasts, it's really easy to get out of practice. So last night I got on and I was knocking over my tripod and everything. So yeah. Yeah, the Tombow brush markers, I know that they are out of stock on Tombow's site, and they've recently put some backorder information up that they're currently working on ramping up production so that they hopefully won't be out of stock for much longer, because I think between adult coloring and the resurgence of hand lettering, the brush pens are kind of flying off the shelves because everyone wants to learn how to do kind of the modern calligraphy and brush lettering. So yeah, it's coming back. They're working on that. For those of you that don't know, I am a brand ambassador for Tombow. So I do get to sample some things and share them with you monthly. But I will tell you that my stash of Tombow products was quite large before they invited me. So most of the things that they carry, I have at least a sampling of here, because I've been using their things for many, many years now. Lettering big in the 70s and 80s. You bought Tombow Furunosuke markers yesterday. Yes. For until the 19th on tombousa.com, they have a 30% sale on planner-related products, and they have included the Fudenosuke pens and the Mono Twin marker as some of those sale items. And those are 3 pens that are necessities for me. The Fudenosuke pens are 2 fine tip brush markers that are beautiful when you're first learning brush lettering, and the Mono Twin pen. If you use washi tape for anything, you will want the Mono Twin because it writes on washi. Oh, they only have adhesives left. Oh, see, and I knew that that was kind of going to be the issue with the sale, and that's why I ordered the first day of the sale. My stuff is coming today. So yeah, for those of you, I know Stacy, you are not into the big washi tapeness, but we are going to make a believer out of you yet. I will show you in my planner. I do make little index tabs for the month, and that is the Mono Twin marker right there on, hey Marcy, on the washi tape there, because it's permanent. I know, you are now, oh goodness. I am happy. I'm of course happy. It's any of us pen washi tape loving people are very enabling. My blog is CreativLEI.com. There should be a clickable link in my profile. And I had it out yesterday. Thank you, Stacy. So is there anything else that you would like to see? Hopefully that was a good short explanation of the brush pens. I have used them in my journaling Bible also, for those of you that are into journaling in your Bible. Mine is more of the journaling part than the art part, but occasionally I do add a little bit of color, and it's most often with markers or the brush pen. What's the brand of brush pens again? The water brushes are Kuretake, or Zig Kuretake is a name you might be familiar with. Sakura also makes a water brush, and Pentel makes a water brush also. Theirs is called the Aquash, or Aquash. Hey, welcome home. So two of my elementary students have just arrived home, so it's probably going to get loud here. How do I make myself loosen up and hold the pen so tight? That is going to come with practice. I think the more that you do it, the more you will kind of loosen up on it. I think in the beginning, for me, lettering is very relaxing. If you look on my desk, you will normally find lots of scratch paper with a ton of lettering and alphabets and doodling. That's what I do to kind of unwind. However, I will be the first to admit that when you're first learning or trying different styles, it is not very natural usually. It's something that takes some practice, and it's about gaining that muscle memory, and so just do it. The more you do it, the more comfortable you'll get, because your natural style will develop. You'll find what your natural grip is, what the slant of your lettering is. All those things kind of develop when you're giving a little bit of time to the practice each day, and you're kind of developing that discipline. Stacy was asking about the paper. Okay, so this paper is actually laser bright white paint paper from Staples. I like it because it's a very fine tooth, so it doesn't catch my brush pens and other things, and it's relatively inexpensive. I think the big pack, I've got it under my desk and I can't see it right now. Let me see if I can put this down. Okay, so this is what I have. It is 500 sheets, and I believe the price might have been $14 or so for 500 sheets, but I get the Staples rewards, so I just use those on that, and this will last me a while. I use it in my laser printer, and then I use it for lettering also. So this is what I do a lot of practice lettering on, and then when I'm working on pieces that are going to be scanned in for coloring pages or the lettered quotes. Sorry, I hope I didn't move that too fast. I do that on Bristol Smooth paper. Yeah, I just got my Rhodia pad yesterday, and I do like that as well. But I do find that I think that this printer paper is a little bit heavier. This is a 28-pound paper. What is the Rhodia? Rhodia is 21.3. Okay, so, and I might not have gotten, but this one is nice because it's a dot grid. And I do love me some dot grid or graph paper. Oh, for those of you that are wondering, okay, so CreativLEI.com is me. Love Your Lettering is the introduction to the 31-day series for those that were interested in that. You can find me on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram as CreativLEI, same as here. Pinterest is CreativLEI Made. Okay, the premium is 32 pounds. That's pretty good. And then for those of you looking at Tombow, TomBowUSA.com, the code PLANNER will give you 30% off. I believe it's 82 or 84 items that are currently on sale. I need to laminate like Stacy. Yeah, but I change my look too often to laminate. So yeah, it depends on what color I want it in and things like that. So yeah, no, I do laminate though. That's my dashboards are laminated. So this is some hand cut lettering, and so I like them because then I can use these as palettes also. Got some bling, and then the Crystal Pain quote that I did, I printed small and put that on some glitter paper. So I do laminate some things, but so there you go. I'm telling you, I really need to practice more. I'm very, very out of practice. So if you don't have any other questions for me right now, I'm going to hop off because my elementary students came back home, and so we need to make sure everybody is doing what they're supposed to do for homework. You're so welcome. So that's just kind of a quick rundown of the brush pens, but really I find that they are very flexible. You can use them, like I said, you can put watercolor into them, you can put pen ink into them, or you can use them with the water with your markers or your watercolors. Really kind of a good thing to have, and because the water's in them, then you don't have to deal with the messy water cups. So it's good to see you guys all and to chat with you for a little while. I will work on a schedule, that way we can kind of plan to meet together. The afternoon is usually a little crazy around here, but we'll have to figure it out. I'm definitely more of a nighttime person when the children are in bed, as long as I'm awake. So anyway, that's all I have for now. Maybe I'll hop on later for those of you that wanted to see the 40 names of Jesus that I'm doing for Lent. Maybe I'll do a flip through of that later tonight. So it was good to chat with you. Definitely try it with the ink, but don't forget to wash it out because I wouldn't want you to ruin any brushes, because that would not be good. I mean, we don't like to replace pens when we don't have to. But definitely if you would dedicate one of the pens for ink, then you're less worried about using that or losing it to the water. So anyway, thank you so much for joining in. I will chat with you guys later. Have a great afternoon. Bye-bye.